they don't build anything.
It's time to get creative as hell.
Get strong.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Creative As Hale. I'm your host, Amy Hale, here with my fabulous husband and co-host, John Hale. And tonight we are thrilled to have photographer Adrion Bell with us. But before we jump in, we need to take care of our usual business first. So let's start out with our Patreon supporters. All right. A big thanks to our wonderful supporters on Patreon. With their help, we've been able to purchase some new equipment for the show. And with your continued support, we'll work hard to bring you the best shows, books, and other entertainment we can. And reminder, if you're a Patreon right now, you can currently go check out my latest post and get a sneak peek of my new book, Neurosis. You can support us for as little as $1. So if this is something you're interested in, please check us out at the address at the bottom of the graphic. You can also find the link in the show notes. The show notes are below if you're watching on YouTube or above if you're watching on Facebook. We also are proud to be a part of the Rising Tide Network. Creative As Hale is a proud part of the network. Our fantastic group of shows are listed on the graphic, so you can again take a screenshot or check out the Rising Tide link in the show notes for more information. If you're looking for great entertainment and education, you'll find it in the Rising Tide. And a quick note about upcoming appearances. Weekend after next, you guys, it's coming up quick. I'm so excited. We are going to be at the Indie Author Book Expo in Peoria, Illinois on May 29th. Admission is free, so we hope you'll come check it out. We'll also be at, let me find that graphic, Writers on the River in Peoria, Illinois on July 17th. And you guys, this is an amazing event. You're not going to want to miss it. So many amazing authors, so much fun. And they, on the night of the event, Saturday night, they have a taco and a potato bar, you guys. So we can just stuff our faces and then drink and then forget our names. And it'll be a great night. Okay. Let's see. As other events draw near, we'll continue to share those with you. And we hope that you'll come to these events following the current safety mandates, of course. Stop by our table and say hello. Let's see. We hope that you enjoyed tonight's show. If you would be so kind as to like the page you're watching on or give it a follow, we'd be ever so grateful. If you're with us on YouTube, please consider subscribing to our channel and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing. Now, without further ado, let's welcome our guest, Adrion Bell. So let me click all the correct buttons. Here we go. Yay!
Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is, we usually just try to have just a very casual conversation, talk about what you do, and you do some cool stuff. I've had another photographer on here, and I used to do photography, so I'm geek out about all the stuff.
Yes, literally.
I do. I literally geek out about it. But there are some things that you do that a lot of people probably don't understand how complicated. Food photography can be so complicated. And looking at your work, oh my gosh, she's light years above anything I've done for sure. But so tell us a little bit about you. Give us some background on yourself.
Oh boy. So I was born in Germany,
Raised
I
by
actually
wolves.
but as an adult, I spent 12 years in the military, the Air Force. I was a weather forecaster. I have degrees in meteorology and aeronautics. Um, my dad manages the camera on board the space station for NASA.
Oh,
So
Awesome.
science and photography have just always been a part of my world.
yeah.
So I shot second shot using my dad's camera and stuff while I was in college for extra money to assist other photographers. I got married, moved across the country, and could not find a job in my degree field. So I had a little bit of a crisis. What am I going to do? And decided I'll go back to photography. I have the skill set, I have the knowledge to make it work. And I've been getting paid for photography since 2001.
That's
So,
awesome.
and I've done it. I've had other jobs a few times, just like as the needs of our family kind of came up, that I have something stable. And then worked around my kids growing. I now have 2 teenagers. So it hasn't always been my main job, but it's always been something that I've done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's kind of sad that with creative outlets, sometimes that pay is not always as solid as you'd like it to be. So you find yourself, going, okay, well, I get to do what I love here and make a little, but then I got to go to that other job.
Yes. Yeah.
And suck it up for 8 hours or whatever, and then go back to what I love doing again. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, and being a military family, we moved a lot. So I was constantly having to restart. So we would move someplace and I would usually find a job so that I could get plugged into the community, so that I could make some friends and get settled. And then once I kind of knew the lay of the land and knew some people,
Yeah.
I'd get back into the shooting. I also use it a lot to explore. I just go and check out the countryside, or, I call it shooting for the soul.
There you go.
When it's just me and my camera and a few hours out on the road looking at cool barns or pretty fields of flowers, or, whatever catches my interest.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably what I love the most about now that I'm not doing photography for pay. I'm doing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, I have not picked up my camera in a long time. I really need to get back to it because it is therapeutic.
Very much so.
Finding that perfect shot with the lighting just right, or whatever. It's just something that's just, I don't know. It's just very fulfilling.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you a question that
Yeah.
you can throw in the back of your mind and come back to. 'Cause
Okay.
Every time I ask it, everybody's like, oh, wait a minute. Any time in history, if you could pick a place or a person to just go spend the day taking pictures of or with, who or where would it be?
Ooh. I am a really big fan of antebellum architecture.
Mhm.
So, think kind of Gone with the Wind, the houses with the columns and things like that. I would be very tempted as well to go to old New Orleans,
Mhm.
like French Quarter,
Yeah.
and those beautiful houses. And then the fashion. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Corsets and ruffles everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so you're located in Georgia, so you probably you have some of those more antebellum like
There is,
structure.
Dahlonega has some restored homes that are now bed and breakfast. There's some in North Augusta, Aiken. Yeah, there's a few around. Yeah, some have been preserved, and then some of them not so much. But it makes for a nice Sunday drive.
Yeah, that's nice
yeah,
though.
would be.
Let's see. We got Carlene says hello, Amy and John, and hello from Carl. Teresa says evening, Amy and guest. This is Adrian, you guys. Let's see. Let's see. Yay, we'll be able to see each other. Oh yes, because you guys, Carly
Peoria.
and Carl are going to be in Peoria in a week, a little over a week. So yeah, we'll finally get to see some friends. Oh my gosh, it feels like it's been forever, forever and ever and ever. Let's see, liked and shared. Thank you, Carly. We appreciate that so much. Keisha, hi Keisha,
Hey,
how
Keisha.
are you? Let's see, Carl says, I see some backdrops behind you, so I assume that you do studio work too. If you found it more difficult than he says, I found it more difficult than outdoor photography. Do you feel the same? So do you prefer one over the other?
I love studio work. For one, I'm a thick girl, and this is this deep South. It is hot and humid. I like me some air conditioning.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm with you there. I'm solidarity on that one.
and once you get comfortable with the lighting equipment, the control freak kind of just gets spoiled with being able to place light exactly where you need it and want it. I do have a small touch of OCD, so having all of that control over all of the variables, I find very satisfying. And outdoors, I don't get that.
Yeah.
Not as much.
Can't control the wind or the lighting or
Exactly.
Yeah. I love studio photography too. I think it's
Can I pop out a screen for just a second? I'm gonna grab something to show you.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So I love the studio photography. I love the lights. I love being able to set up reflectors, and I love being able to set up everything just the way I want it. Oh, what a gorgeous portrait. Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
So I noticed when I was looking at your website that you rent out your studio to other photographers.
Yes.
And of course I saw the word alien bees and I went, yay! Because that's what I have. I've got an Alien Bee 800 that I use for my main light. And so
those.
Yes, all the soft boxes. I'm just like totally geeking out every time I see all of that stuff.
Come play. We'll have a great time.
Too. Yeah, I just need to bring my camera, and which I was when our friend Eric McKinney was with us a few weeks ago. He does portraiture, does a lot of portraiture for book covers. So he gets to take pictures of these, muscular, oiled up men.
How do we get that gig?
Yeah. I need to hook you up so you can see some of that. But I was telling him, I was like, oh my gosh, like right here, I have my camera sitting right here so I can grab it. And I'm just always like freaking out. And when I was doing it actively, especially, we'd be somewhere and I'd be like, lenses, and I would run over and look. Yeah, I know I was terrible. I was like, oh, I can't afford that, but it's so cool. Lenses are expensive, dang it.
They are. But also lenses will last longer than your camera body.
Yeah.
Some of the lenses that I use are actually hand-me-downs from my dad.
Oh, wow.
They're the old glass. They're heavy. I could mug somebody with these lenses. They're still crystal clear. They are still sharp. You take care of them and they will last a lifetime.
Yeah. So do you shoot digital? Do you shoot film? Do you do both?
I do both. So, professionally, I shoot all digital, and I shoot tethered to my computer so that as I'm shooting, things can pop up on the screen and we get immediate feedback. So especially shooting food, if I miss what the client needs, there's an expense in recreating that dish again. So shooting tethered to the computer, all of the images pop up as we go, either their marketing manager, sometimes a stylist will be there watching the images. And if we need to tweak, we do it on site. I do very, very little editing after the fact. Very little.
Okay.
I make more money with my camera than my computer.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned the stylist. So do you do any of this food styling yourself, or do they always usually have someone? I
do 99.9% of it. Most of the time, the individual that's like representing the restaurant doesn't handle the food at all. They're just looking at, they know the aesthetic that they're going for. And if there are things that we need to tweak, and then especially with some like cultural foods, I don't know how it's supposed to look all the time. I will, I will go and do as much research as I can, but if it's not something that I'm very familiar with, having them there to make sure that this is the main dish, that's the side dish, even though the side dish would be prettier, and I keep wanting to focus on it.
I wanted to focus on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's cool. I mean, I said I've done a little bit. I did. I was a co-author of a cookbook several years ago, and I did some of the food photography. And I had so much I had to learn just to do that. And then I also wrote for a health magazine, so I did some of their photography for it. And oh my gosh, just the mind-blowing stuff. The way you have to manipulate food to make it look just right. We joke. We did a cover for the magazine for a turkey for Thanksgiving. And we joke about all the ways we had to violate this poor turkey to make it look the way, the perfect skin and the brown, golden brown. And he's over it with a blowtorch,
Yeah, if you'd ever asked me, would you be blowtorching a turkey?
Turkey.
Probably not.
No, that wouldn't have been what he would have expected. Yeah.
And there I am.
Yeah. So there's a lot of. So what is the weirdest thing you've ever had to do to food to make it look right?
So a little bit different in how I operate than many other, or at least the perceived idea of what food photographers do. Everything I shoot is still edible when I'm done.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Whoa.
So, and the
takes
vast
talent.
majority of the food that I shoot is donated.
Okay.
Or like the next shoot, I have one coming up next weekend, and we've invited a group of local food bloggers.
Okay.
So I'll shoot the food, hand it to the restaurant manager. They're going to cut it up and then let all the food bloggers try all the pieces that they want.
That's a great way to do that. Yeah.
You need an assistant.
He wants to be.
I do. I take assistants with me. I pay in food.
Yeah, I work for food. I'll just burn my sign that I hold on the creek corner, and I'll just come be your assistant.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
that it's very different than what people think of when they think of food photography.
Mm-hmm.
You see the funny videos of brushing pancakes with, upholstery sealant.
Yeah, or hairspray.
I don't do
whatever.
any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're going to do a syrup pour, it's real syrup. It's not motor oil.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow,
when we're legit pouring the syrup as I'm shooting, and then I turn around and I'm like, who wants pancakes?
Yeah.
And hand them off. I did a shoot for ice cream in the mall food court while the mall was open.
Oh my gosh.
So I have about 45 seconds before the ice cream starts melting. So I have the whole setup ready to go. We put the ice cream in it, shoot. And then I pick it up and ice cream sandwich for you, chocolate chip cookie dough, ice cream sandwich, cone, whatever for you.
Oh, yeah.
Something also most people don't know is food photography is regulated by the FCC for truth in advertising.
Yeah.
So the turkey example, if it's an article for a magazine about Thanksgiving dinner, you can molest that poor turkey in any way you need to. It doesn't even have to be a real turkey. You can do whatever you want. If that shoot is for a turkey company selling that turkey, it has to be cooked to at least 80% done. Any of the materials that you use on that turkey have to be human consumable.
Okay.
And it has to be as it would be available to the consumer. So everyone loves to pick on McDonald's menu, but their truth in advertising requirements say that the burger they're using in that picture has to start at the same weight as what you could get. The lettuce, the tomato, and all that stuff. Now they pick the prettiest, and they're only dressing the front of it.
Yeah, they're shoving it all to the front so you see the lettuce, the tomato, the pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get it all. They get the best side, just like we try to get our best
Yeah,
side.
Definitely. Selfies from up here?
Up here, yes.
Hey, that's what that is right there. See,
I can't grow up here to hide my double chin, but okay.
That's my chin mask.
Well, that's an interesting tidbit. I did not know that.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Granted, like I said, we were about nutrition and health, and there were a few recipes, but we weren't selling anything. It was just recipes, and general, tips on how to keep food pushers from shoving food in your mouth when you didn't, want to eat everything that was on the table.
Wow. Yeah, that's
I'm glad I know that now. I might need that someday.
I do want to see the McDonald's photograph though with somebody looking for the meat.
I have been really tempted, and when I do it, I'm definitely going to tag you guys in it.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do a challenge when the restaurants open back up and go into McDonald's and order food and photograph it the way that I do there on one of their tables in the restaurant and see what I can come up with.
Yeah.
Like, the 16-year-old working the fry trap actually made these fries for me, and and compare mine to what they have on the board. I think mine will definitely look more like what you get when you order it versus theirs. But the idea is that I can still make it look very appetizing.
That's a neat idea, though. I like that.
Yeah.
I have ordered hamburgers from McDonald's and got home and realized that there was no meat under the bun. It was just.
It was a veggie burger.
It was a veggie burger. Huh?
Isn't that the ultimate disappointment?
It did.
Especially when the diet that I was on, I was not supposed to eat the bread. I was just mostly supposed to eat the bun. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm having salad with ketchup tonight. This is why.
To directly answer your question, though, I do use makeup sponges to level things out.
Okay.
So just the triangle wedge makeup sponge, I'll clip one of those. Like if I'm shooting egg rolls, they like to roll around.
Yeah.
So I'll get them placed and I'll stick one of the little sponges in behind them so that they don't move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I've got it. And then a lot of times the restaurant staff or food bloggers or, someone like that gets to eat the food. And I'm always warning everyone. I'm like, if you find a makeup sponge, I apologize, but like take the buns off of the burgers and look just to make sure, because when stuff gets stacked, level and, all of that.
I'm missing one.
I go through a lot of makeup sponges, and those I don't reuse, just kind of hygienic purposes.
Just for sanitary,
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, though. I mean, I've read so many books about, ice cream. You like you said, you only have a few seconds before the lights start melting it if you're shooting in the studio. There's so many things that like a lot of people don't know that some, of course, again, with knowing what I know now about the food, the FCC, thinking about, there used to be, at least when I was doing it, if you would do ice cream, it would actually be like Crisco or something. Because it'll sit.
Mashed potatoes and food coloring.
Yes, because it'll just sit there and you have to worry about it melting and running down and ruining your shot. But then I was kind of slow too, so everything would have definitely melted by the time I was like, I don't know what angle I like. So yeah, it's very different. I was telling you earlier, I've got fake ice for putting.
I love my fake ice.
I love my fake ice. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yes,
but. Yeah, that's interesting.
That really is. It's cool.
So we got some more questions here. Let's see. Oh, Carly says that's beautiful. Talking about your portrait you shared a minute ago. Thank you, Ryan, for sharing this. Carl said, I had an aerosol. Try posting again. Do either of you ever have to fix a photo? If so, what software do you use? What about you? What do you use a specific software for touch-ups or?
Yes. So I'm a Adobe Photoshop Suite user. I have been since way back in the day. I use Lightroom to tether to my computer. So as I'm snapping the photos, the pictures show up in Lightroom. I do basic adjustments in there, highlights, shadows. If I need to increase the vibrance just a little bit. Again, my whole shtick is I want it to look like what the customer is used to getting.
Yeah.
I shoot primarily for mom and pop restaurants, so I can't make the food look like something that it's not, or people won't trust it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there's additional editing that's needed, it's very rare. Out of 1,200 photos, I might pull one or two into Photoshop and then do some cloning or, just some of the detail specifics,
Yeah.
but I tend to stay very basic.
Very, very true to
on
what
my
you
edits,
just
all in
said.
Lightroom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm the same
Now,
way. I use
shots,
Photoshop.
when I do shoot people, I do my editing for skin. All of that stuff is in Photoshop.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with me. I used to do newborns.
Oh,
And
boy.
so yeah, I've got so many outfits that were peed on. It's just so fun doing newborns. But it really was rewarding. I loved it. Newborns and kids, they were fun. But it's like you said, Photoshop is great for that because you can add a light layer, you can do minor adjustments. Obviously, you don't want them to look plastic by the time you get done with them. Which I did have a couple of people like, can you make me look like this? And I'm like, oh no, I can't. I'm not doing that to your face, I swear.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Instagram filters have ruined people.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So have iPhones. I mean, it's part of
Oh.
the reason why I don't professionally do what I do, photography anymore, despite the fact that I spent 4 years schooling for it. I would be in like, okay, here's my fee. And then they would be like, oh, well, a good iPhone will take a photo, for that. Or, the lady with an iPhone will do it for $50. I'm going to go to her. So I was like, I can't
get
stay in
what you pay
business
for?
doing it. Yeah,
Yep.
you go for it then, So I just got to doing it for myself again for fun,
Mhm.
But have you run into that where you're at, or are you in a big area? I was in a little bitty town, so but are you in a big enough area that's not really an issue, or are those not your clients anyway?
Well, the specialization in food, I'm about 2.5 hours away from Atlanta. I don't market in Atlanta at all, but I do travel, and I get found. Amazingly enough, I've been out to Amarillo and shot out there. I've been up to Lynchburg, Virginia, and shot up there. North Carolina, South Carolina, all over Georgia, with the exception of the Atlanta area. Like I've been out to Macon, and then out on the coast, Savannah, Charleston, very foodie towns. So what I try to do is I'll kind of flood one market with a lot of marketing materials, and then try to book multiple shoots so I can go and stay a week and shoot
It's a great
many restaurants at one time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and then stay an extra day and go to the beach.
Oh yeah,
Or
definitely.
the mountain.
There's a beach anywhere near me. I'm staying at least one day to do that.
Yep.
Is there any particular food that, how would I say this without getting my foot in my mouth?
I don't know what you're trying to say yet.
Ethnic type food that's harder to take, more difficult to get right because of?
I photographed a menu for an Afghani restaurant, and a lot of it was food that I wasn't familiar with, and a lot of different textures. One of the items kind of looked like chili, and American chili, you do the chopped onions and some cheese and maybe a dollop of sour cream on it. This didn't do any of that. That was not how this dish looks. Yeah. So I just used appropriately patterned tableware, like placemats and tablecloths and things like that. And then at that point, I just revert to my technical training, where I'm looking at the specular highlights and composition. And then I'm also relying on the restaurant owner or their marketing manager to tell me, yes, this is how this dish would be presented.
Okay.
I was going to ask if you control like the plates, if they're using something that doesn't match well with the food, do you recommend let's not do that, let's use a white plate, or let's
to an extent? I do try to stay as close as possible to what the restaurant does. I'm trying to communicate the experience you'll get when you go there. Mm-hmm. So unless their dishware is chipped or discolored or things like that, I use what they have.
Okay.
Or if there's something difficult about their dishes, I do have my own sets of dishes that I travel with. Mine are melamine, very low profile, just plain white. Yeah. And I have a round set and a square set So depending upon what we're doing, what looks best, how things will, arrange nicely. If it's a restaurant that only does takeout, I'll use my plates instead of the styrofoam containers.
Okay.
Everybody knows takeout comes in takeout containers.
Yeah, they're not expecting plates with those.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to communicate the food. What ingredients are you going to get? What's going to be on this burger that you order? You know.
Yeah.
So everything that I would provide if they don't have it is just very low key. It's not made to be really a part of the image so much as just,
Gotcha.
bringing the focus back to the food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me think of when our kids were in 4-H, they had to do like represent countries and do like a presentation on the country. And part of the presentation was fixing foods from that country that were popular. And I think it was Ghana that my kids their group was doing. And the food tasted great, but it looked so bland. Like it was like corn mush type stuff. And we're just like, this doesn't look appetizing, but we swear it tastes good. And of course, we didn't know how to properly present it. I'm sure they have better ways. And we were just like, it tastes good.
Are you picking on our food?
Yeah, I'm not picking on your food. It tastes amazing. We just don't know how to present this because we're not familiar with it. And despite all the studying and looking up recipes, there was some stuff that the kids would be like, okay, Mom, we got to make this for the presentation. I'd be like, I don't even know what that ingredient is.
Yeah, where do I get that?
I will say shooting food has made me much more adventurous in trying new things.
I can imagine.
I'm getting to see stuff. If you read the description, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. But I see it.
Sound good.
And I get to smell it. And I'm like, you know what? The description sounds like dog food, but this is really good.
Yeah, definitely. That was kind of with us too. We finally tried stuff and like, well, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to turn out, but it looks like the picture. And then be like, okay, that's actually pretty good. I might actually put that on my menu now and then.
Yeah. I had not had sushi until I started shooting food. Mm-hmm. And well, I shouldn't say I hadn't had any sushi. I had the chicken sushi. The it's cooked. I had not had of the
raw
nigiri, sashimi,
yeah.
the raw the raw sushi.
Yeah.
I was in Greenville, South Carolina, at a sushi restaurant, actually a very high-end sushi restaurant. It was an amazing place. And there was a little bit of a language barrier. The owners and the chef only spoke Mandarin. They brought in their 8-year-old granddaughter to translate.
Oh.
It was so sweet. She was so cool. But they bring out, about halfway through the shoot, they bring out just this amazing plate. It was like artistry. And it was their most expensive item on the menu. And it was like a little sampler plate of just their top shelf sushi. And I'm, this is beautiful. This is amazing. Like, I love taking pictures of sushi just because it's pretty.
Yeah. It's colorful.
And then they insisted on stopping the shoot so that I could eat the sushi.
Oh.
And I'm like, but it was one of those scenarios where you either do it or it would seem disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, today's my day for sushi.
Yeah.
And I did, and I liked it, and I have not been afraid of sushi since then.
Yeah. Good sushi.
Yeah, I really love sushi. Now, I am not so much a fan of raw anything, but I do like the California roll. I'm gonna be real basic here. I like the California roll. I like the shrimp tempura. I like it if I know it's cooked. I still have a paranoia about uncooked stuff. But
I did another sushi restaurant. I jokingly call it gas station sushi.
Oh, yeah. That's a bad idea.
So it was, those gas stations where it's like gas station and then they have, sometimes it's like a Subway or a Blimpie or something attached to it. It had been a former sandwich shop of some sort and it closed. The gas station is still on the other side, but a sushi restaurant went in, but it was to go only.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not exactly, but it was gas station sushi.
Yeah. It's not your typical gas station sushi.
Yeah.
A little higher end.
I felt I'm not going to disclose where.
Yeah.
You know, that was when I felt bad. The images turned out phenomenal. Some of my favorite pictures, but I would not recommend that sushi to nobody.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I'm misrepresenting this.
I'm doing a mislead here.
Yes. So yeah. Oh no.
My. Oh goodness.
Yeah. But I get a very good vantage point. Like I get to see restaurant kitchens. I get to meet their executive chefs. So, and I am totally judgy. And I have a son with food allergies. So especially around here, all the restaurants that I've shot, I'm like, oh, if we need a pizza that follows allergy protocol, I know exactly who I'm going to because I've seen their kitchen. I've seen how they clean. I've seen how they follow protocol. So I'm like, if I have to,
that's a nice inside information to have for sure.
Yeah.
So Ryan is going to go to her education.
Oh, so Ryan has a question. Did
Sure.
you watch the Weather Channel growing up before working for the military?
Yes, I did. So both of my parents were military as I was growing up, and we had the joy of living in many places that had weather disasters. I've been through several hurricanes. I went through, was it 1989, the huge, like 500-year flood of the Mississippi? Yeah. We lived in Illinois when that happened. So, of course, everybody's glued to their TVs trying to see that the levees are holding and what's flooding.
Watching the big house float down the... My parents lived, I think, 60 miles from that little town that happened in. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were glued, too, because we were in Oklahoma and my parents were in Illinois. And we were like, oh, my God.
Yeah, they're on the first town coming across the JB Bridge.
Yeah.
Into Illinois.
Oh, okay.
So we were afraid that.
Thankfully, that little town was up high, so they didn't really have any issues. But yeah, I'm like you said, glued to the TV. Crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then hurricanes. I've been in several tornadoes. I actually lost a house to a tornado.
Oh, no.
That happened while I was still in weather. So all of my weather friends thought that was just hilariously ironic once we were all okay.
Yeah.
You know,
obviously.
the weather chick's house got knocked down by a tornado. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm like,
oh, no. Yeah.
It actually, if there's to be a silver lining to that experience, it was that I got to completely redecorate my new house from scratch.
There you go. Yeah, you can just take that and run with it. Silver lining. Yeah. We grew up in Oklahoma. Right in Tornado Alley.
Where they filmed Twister.
Yeah, actually, they filmed Twister in the town that we lived in, so we got to meet some of the cast. And it's definitely an experience if you've never experienced a tornado. The month that we moved was in August. And the month we moved, I think they had 60 reported touchdowns in the state. Yeah. So, living in Illinois, of course, we still occasionally have them. Not like we did there. But we're still those people that it's like, oh, tornado. We step outside. Everybody else is running to the basement. We're the morons that are still like, I want to see the sky.
I hear those weather tones go off, and I'm like, it's like the bat signal. I'm drawn to.
I have to go look. I have to see. Yeah.
I must know. They can use my help.
Maybe someone needs my expertise.
Do you photograph storms?
Oh, that's a good question.
I haven't. I took a trip out to Wyoming and just Casper, Wyoming, and outside of town was kind of on a hill and could see storms rolling in miles and miles away. And it was amazing. And at that point I thought, I wish I had my camera with me.
Oh yeah.
But I am planning on doing some lightning photography this year. Like that's
cool.
something that
that's
I
my favorite.
That
That's my
and
favorite.
that's hard to catch. That's some hard stuff. Yeah, that would be awesome. I can't wait to see what you do with that.
Yes.
My mom worked
I
in.
might have to come visit you to do it.
Oh yeah,
'cause the
come on. We
storms
got an
we have
extra
here are
bedroom.
different
Come on.
than Illinois storms.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so my mom was a dispatcher for the police department in Oklahoma, and she was friends with several storm chasers. And after the storm that hit Andover, wiped out
Mhm.
Andover, Kansas, was that huge? What was it? Like a
It was a
mile wide tornado. They got a good photo of it, and they sent a framed copy to my mom. A panoramic of it. It is one of the coolest photos. It's also, you think about it, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's also really cool. So yeah, that would be neat to be. Of course, I'm not crazy enough to get in a vehicle and chase one for a photo, but I love watching the people that do it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Oh, Ryan wants to know favorite books growing up.
Okay. Anne of Green Gables, Island of Blue Dolphin. Those are the first ones that come up. I like the Goosebumps a little bit. My sister was really into those. So the R.L. Stein and, those kind of, a few of those. Trying to think of any of the more grown-up books that I've read, but yeah, really. I see his next question is favorite movies or TV series.
Yes.
Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, all of those. Yes.
Just little more period type stories. Historical. Yeah.
Change that.
My favorite movie is Fried Green Tomatoes.
Oh, Fried Green Tomatoes. Yes. That movie cracks me up. I love it.
Cry.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Steel Magnolias, same thing. I love it. I laugh. I cry. Matter of fact, I think it's just been a couple months since I actually watched Steel Magnolias. I happened to find it scrolling through, looking for something to watch when I wasn't feeling well. And those are great. And I don't remember did Fried Green Tomato start out as a book?
Yes.
I can't remember. I was thinking it was based off of a book. I think some of the
Fried
best
Green
ones
Tomatoes started out in the garden.
Yes.
The diner that the book is based on is in Alabama. And I have a friend who has been to it a number of times. So the next time I go out to visit, we're going to go hit up the Whistle Stop Cafe.
That'll be fun.
I think it has a different name, but it is the restaurant.
What it was based off of. Yeah. So Carl says digital is so much easier than the old days. Love it. Yes. That's something we had mentioned with Eric is, before you took the pictures, you hoped they turned out, you got them developed if you didn't do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you waited a couple of weeks, then you have the pictures back. Now you're just like, click, that sucks, delete, click. It's so nice to be able to have that. It's instant gratification or to see, I got to do this again. And like with what you do, you got to, like you said, got to get it right the first time.
Yeah. So there is an art, it's not a club, a nonprofit here in town, and they offer darkroom classes.
Oh, okay.
So and once you've taken the darkroom class, you can go back and use their darkroom to develop your own film. It's all black and white. It's no color processing, but I took their class, and when I find myself getting a little disenchanted, I'll take my film camera and go burn a couple rolls of film, because it just really, really forces me to get back to thinking about my settings and being intentional versus just meh. Delete.
No pray and spray.
Delete. Yeah. So it does it. I find it very grounding, and my kids hate it because I make them pose. But I've got some really cool black and white, just very nostalgic feeling. Yes, very much
photos, so. Yeah. I've got some black and white kids when I was first learning alien bees. I've got some black and white photos of my kids. And I swear they were, by the time they were like, can we just be done, Mom? They were so sick of getting their photos taken. But I was like, well, it's not my fault. You're such cute kids. Come here.
But it is your fault.
Pretty straight shooter.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we had someone tell us that once when the kids were little. They're like, your kids are so cute. The woman looks dead at him and goes, you must be a straight shooter. I'm like, I don't even know how to reply to that, but okay. I think that's a compliment.
We'll just take it as one.
We
We're
were
gonna
gonna-
go with it. Yeah, we're gonna go with
Yeah,
it.
we're gonna do
Let's
that.
see. Ryan says time to raise some hail. There we go. Yeah. Now let's see. Carl says I usually end up having to blur the background if I didn't use the correct depth of field. It's depth of field, and of course, a lot of the phones now are even getting to where you can use depth of field, which is kind of cool because sometimes it's just easier to have an iPhone on you than it is to carry the big camera around.
Yeah.
But I love the distorted perspective sometimes you can get with the right lens. I used to love playing with the dog nose distortion, trying to see how close I could get and make everything. It was always a lot of fun, you know.
I'm
I love
sure some burger joints have used that.
make everything look.
I shoot.
Quarter-pound patty's a half pound.
I shoot with a 60mm macro lens, so I can get right up in that burger nose.
Yeah.
But I'm familiar enough with that lens to know where the distortion falls.
Mhm.
You bet your sweet bippy, I'm putting that lasagna right there. Just
Nice
a little bit
big
more.
plate. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I like and I don't remember what it's called, but where it almost makes the picture look like it's toys or animated.
Oh,
Oh,
a tilt shift.
yes, tilt
Yeah.
shift. Yeah.
Yes.
I love those pics.
I just got a tilt shift.
Oh, did you
And
really?
Yes. I just got one, and I'm going to go play with it just for that
Oh.
miniature effect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fantabulous for architecture
Yes.
photography. So me and my love of the old houses and the old architecture,
Mhm.
that was what I got it for. And then
Oh,
as I
yeah.
started studying up on everything it could do, and I saw those miniature effects, I was like,
So
it's
fun.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, please send me
Yeah.
some of those.
We had when we'd gone on vacation, and we were going to Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri, and you know how it's like this. So we got to the top of a hill, and there was the Silver Dollar City sign, and I took the picture, and then when I got in post, I found the tilt shift app. The action. I didn't have the right
Okay.
lens, and I applied that to it, and it's so fun because it looks like you're heading down this little toy road with all these little toy cars, and yeah. And then I've got another one that I took with my mom. We used to go shooting together, and we found this old cemetery, and it's on a bluff. So when you got on the edge of the bluff, you could see all the farmland and the cars and stuff below. And we just happened to catch this little barn and a tree and this little truck. And I got the picture, and I did the tilt shift, and it was I was just like, I love this effect so much, you know. But it only works with the right kind of photos. And I can't wait to see what you do with it. I just love it.
I'm working on getting access to a couple of rooftops of some of the
yeah.
big buildings downtown.
Yeah. That would be
I know
awesome.
one or two that have, like some of the restaurants have an upper deck that you
Yeah.
can go up to, but we got a couple of, not skyscrapers. Augusta isn't that big, but a few of our tallest buildings.
Yeah.
I'm like, who can I bribe to let me
Who's
up?
gonna let
there?
me on the roof for just a few minutes? Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. Oh, Michaela's with us. Hi, Michaela.
Hey, girl.
And she says, "Oh wow, film processing. I didn't know you could still do that." Oh yeah, film is still pretty popular. Obviously,
Especially with hipsters.
Yeah, that's true. It still takes knowledge, but it's definitely still a popular thing. Yeah, it's one of those things that I wish I would learn. It was in part of my courses, but it wasn't required, and I just kept thinking, I don't know if I'll ever do this. So I didn't. I still have the lessons. I guess if I ever decide to try, I can go back and learn.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that didn't fully interest me. I loved the digital so much, but that's cool though.
That is.
Let's see. Did we got all the comments there? Let's see. My mind just like went blank. I had another question. You got one? I was like, let's put up the website. You guys can check out. I know I got it here. Where is it?
She's going to put some
banners.
pictures up of her food, too.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, go check out adrionbell.com. You can see all of her work. And were you able to get some pictures to pull up, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, let's show them what you got.
Yeah, prepare to get hungry.
Yes. That's what was happening. I was looking at her website. I was like, oh, my God, this looks good.
The first thing I bet I went, sushi.
Yeah. I was like, sushi looks good.
StreamYard. I'm going to end up sharing my entire screen just because
That's fine.
I don't see the tab. Oh, wait.
That's
Maybe
fine.
there's
We'll see if we can make it full screen here so they can get a good look.
Okay. Hello.
All right.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah, so you guys look at that. It looks so good. I really am craving sushi now. And of course, the barbecue sandwich looks pretty good too. Yeah.
And I went back to that restaurant today, and that is the sandwich that I got.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it looks good.
Almost looks
It's
like
called
a
a
French dip.
A sloppy pig
Sloppy
from
pig.
Willie Jules.
That sounds pretty good.
And the popcorn is what I flew all the way out to Amarillo to shoot.
Wow.
Oh, wow,
Oh, the
okay.
donuts.
It's like donuts. Yeah.
Oh.
The
Oh.
donuts was part of a demonstration that I did at a middle school.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So the local donut shop, it's their art class, and they do a section on photography. And I know the teacher, so she asked me to come out and talk to the kids about food photography. So the local donut shop gave us 4 boxes of donuts
Oh.
to do a
Nice.
demo and then to let the kids shoot. And
Oh,
so that
wow.
was one of the shots from the demo there.
Is
That's
that
awesome.
something wrapped in bacon?
It's like-
It is.
yes.
Oh.
These are water chestnuts
Oh, wow.
roasted and intertwined with bacon.
Oh,
Oh.
that looks really good. That looks really good.
Oh my goodness.
Can you tell we're hungry? We're like, oh, everything
Oh.
looks good.
Pardon the drool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah. So you can click through them and go through the different photos. So
Ooh.
I love the one where you've got like all the ingredients around. Is it an egg in the middle? I think.
Let's see.
This one, that one.
That
I
one
love
here?
How you've got it kind of compartmentalized by the colors and the ingredients, and that just really pops.
Thank you.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that was my hardest thing about, for the little bit of food photography I did, was figuring out how to style it where it looked appetizing, but still, and let me tell you guys, a black and white photo of food is not pretty. It's not
I don't
appetizing.
recommend it.
It's not appetizing at all. We had
Blueberries.
color photos for our ebook, but the print book, the printer decided to go with black and white photos inside the book. Yeah, it did not look good at all. It's not appetizing. Yeah, that looks good.
Blueberry.
Blueberry, yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
See,
Lunch.
there's beans and
I like how you can still see what they are, but there's there we
sushi.
go.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, like that plate.
I
want
do
a plate like
too.
that.
Yeah.
A sushi plate with a bowl in it. Yeah. Bread. Oh gosh. Baked good. Yeah, we're gonna be so
Oh.
hungry when we get done here.
I got to take the cinnamon rolls in the back. I got to take those home with me.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they were so good. So
They wouldn't have
good.
made it home with me.
You'd have been eating them in the car.
Oh, taco
taco
salad.
salad.
Oh, we cannot have her on here again.
We're gonna be like, okay, we have to
Oh.
photograph something else. We're getting too fat.
Man, bacon cheese.
Oh
So
yeah.
this
Oh,
one
that
is
was
kind
good.
of a fun example of using like how I set the shots up.
Mhm.
That's their bar menu in the back left.
Oh,
That's their pepper grinder. That's their salt shaker. And you can't really tell, but between the pepper grinder and the salt shaker is just some of their rolled silverware, just stacked
Oh,
up.
okay. Yeah.
So compositionally, I walk around the restaurant and I find stuff that they have that I can use to stage the images with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is what was that? Like a jam on that? On the
On the
Ah,
burger?
those are pickled onions.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a bacon jam
that
or
would
something.
be good.
Yeah.
Huh,
Yeah, it's pickled red onion and it is so good.
Oh,
so
gosh,
good.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
tacos.
this is-
You can't go wrong with tacos. I love all kinds of tacos.
I'm gonna just like clean all the drool off of his face here in a little bit.
Brisket.
Oh yeah.
So again, staging, composition, those are the silver trays to the back right. Plastic silverware. This
Yeah.
restaurant uses plastic silverware. So that's what's in the shot.
Yeah.
That's a big slice of their cornbread cake. And then I think you can see the, the Pete's hot sauce and all of that.
Yeah. All their
Just-
sauces in the background.
Yep, just the,
I
the
like
typical
that.
items that they have on hand.
Yeah.
And then we're back to the beginning with the
That just enhance it so much. It
yeah.
kind of finishes the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is cool. That is really cool. I love
like
that.
that.
Let's see here. We've got comments. Michaela says, yeah, we learned in high school. I still have some pics I worked on back in. That's cool. And she says, oh, wow. I know that food is.
Yes.
Next interview, exercise guru. I need somebody to work all this off me.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, that looks
Yeah.
so good though.
It
Yeah,
does.
definitely. Let me go back to find you. There we go. So you guys, this is where you can find all of her work. If you want to find her on social media, we have her Instagram and her Facebook. She also has. You also do product photography, right?
I
So-
do.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't know what's going on there. Let's get out of that.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was crazy.
That was the endless loop of me sharing my whole screen. And it pops up.
And apparently it just kept going. Yeah. That was how,
It's like when you're a teenager and you're surfing porn and you're not supposed to be, and all those pop-ups start happening.
Tornado.
yeah, the tornado. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. I'm using that.
You can't get away from it. And you guys, if you want, okay, so she's on TikTok. I'm just gonna say, if you want
Oh, yeah.
if you look and find her on TikTok, you're going to laugh your butts off. She has the
Yes.
best TikTok stuff ever.
If you're having a bad day,
It's
just
not
swing over.
suitable for work.
It's not safe for work. It's not safe for children.
Do not put me on
Hilarious.
speakerphone.
No. Yeah. Adrian's one
There's-
of those friends that you don't put on speakerphone anyway.
There is bad language. There is inappropriate comments. There's It's bad,
True to
but
life then.
There you go.
it's fun.
It's
It
fun,
is.
definitely.
It
So
is.
It's the dirty jokes I tell my friends, essentially.
great. They're great. So do you want to, real quick as a laugh, do you want to tell everybody the story about your painting, getting your house painted?
Absolutely. I have a body to die for.
Yes, there we go.
I got to use it.
There you go.
All right. So this week, well, no, I guess it started. I don't remember when it started. It's been a few days now. But my house is being repainted. And on the back, my house is 3 stories tall. 2-story house with a full walkout basement. I love my basement. It's pretty awesome. But they're having to climb 40-foot ladders to get up at the eaves and everything of the house. I get ready for work, and I knew that they were going to be there, but I didn't realize they were going to be painting the back of the house that day. And the weather was nice, so the night before, instead of running the air conditioning, I just opened my blinds and windows. I get up, get ready to go to work, take my shower, walk back into my bedroom from the bathroom with nothing but a towel on my head. And I'm at eye level with one of the house painters in my bedroom window. Hi.
Yeah.
So I scream because it totally caught me off guard. And he screamed. He screamed, I think, louder than me. And then
Oh gosh.
I booked it back into the bathroom. And that afternoon, when I got home from work, they had called a supervisor, foreman, something like that. So some guy in charge met me in the driveway as I was coming home and apologized profusely
Yeah.
and said, we'll do better with communicating with you about when we're coming and when we're going to be here and just the progress of the job. And I'm like, no problem. Like, truly, I think the poor guy on the ladder was much more traumatized than I was. My life was not in danger. I wasn't going to fall 3 stories to the ground. He might.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
word.
then
You just missed a perfect Karen moment. Boy, you could have had
You
a
could have went Karen if you'd wanted to, yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah. But I think, I mean, if you're looking in my windows, you're going to get what you deserve.
that's
It's as simple as that. Pee at your own risk.
That is fantastic. That was so funny. So then you said they were like texting you every time they did something?
Yes. Like we'll be arriving at 8:35, and it's like 8:00, and they're telling me we're leaving the shop and headed over. We'll be there at 8:35, and then they left for lunch. And I'm not even there. You know, I go to work, and they're painting and carrying on, and they're like, we broke for lunch, but we're headed back. We should be there about 12:45. And I'm like, okay.
The GPS says it'll be 12:42 exactly when we
Yes.
we will be at this
But
window.
I appreciated the gesture. You know, I know that poor boss. I can only imagine the story as relayed to him, and him probably thinking, "Oh my God."
No,
Like, I mean, it's a big house. That's a lot of paint. This is an expensive undertaking.
Yeah.
So I think he was like, this lady's gonna sue us. You know what? But he was very nice about it, very professional.
And now that guy's got a story to tell.
Even with all of that communication, yesterday I'm in the shower and I hear them outside. I know that they're coming. They have to finish the trim and rehang the shutters. Well, bathtub, shower, mirror across from the bathtub. I'm in the shower and I look in the mirror and there's a guy on the outside painting the window or around the window of the bathtub. Now, thankfully, that window is frosted. And I'm sure he didn't even realize that I was in the bathroom. But I was just like, what is with you guys and me being naked?
There's something happening here.
I mean, I'm single. I'm single. Take your shot, but not like that.
First guy spreading the word. That dude wasn't even painting.
Must have been. The rumors have gotten around. So yes, that is one of the stories that I have shared on my TikTok with photos of the guy in the bathroom window.
Oh, yeah, there's a photo of the guy working in the bathroom. Yeah. So her TikTok is hilarious, you guys. But like she said, not safe for work, not safe around the kids. It's adult humor, but it's hilarious.
My friend Shannon
get through the day
had one of. I dropped one of my TikToks in a group chat with a bunch of my girlfriends, and there was some very loud swear words at the very beginning of it. Well, she was out with her mother-in-law for lunch. She decides to check the group chat, and the volume on her phone was all the way up.
All the way up, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
She was like, Adrian, this woman already hates me. What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just reinforcing the standard.
Should have known.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny though.
Don't open text from me. Don't open my Snapchats. Don't open my TikTok. If you got people around you that you want to respect you in the morning,
just keep it turned down.
I'm thinking after the window, she must have a fans only page.
Maybe I need one.
There you go.
There you go. You can tell your dirty jokes. You can do whatever you want there. And get paid for it.
I'm back on the dating circuit. I've signed up on a couple of dating apps and been out a few times. But like I am afraid of Tinder. I can't. I mean, I'm all sorts of inappropriate, but that's a whole nother level.
Oh yeah.
I did try the Facebook dating thing. Oh, now that is a train wreck.
Oh, I can imagine.
Didn't even know there was one.
Yeah.
There's something about me that people with gold teeth and face tattoos really, really like. I have no tattoos. The only piercing I've ever had has been my ears. Like my teeth are real. I wore braces. I don't understand what the gold teeth and the face tattoos finds so delicious about me? I don't know.
I just like the thick girls, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Mama don't miss no meals. I work with food every day. Amazing
Yeah, it's
food.
hard not to.
Yeah. I have to go to the gym or I'd be 800 pounds.
Oh gosh, yeah. I couldn't do it. No way. No way. Especially after just looking at all that food, I'm hungry.
Yeah, there'd be little fingerprints in everywhere.
I'd be like,
Okay,
yeah. he's
I
not.
can tell that story. So
yeah.
I don't know where we were at.
Red Lobster with my mother.
Red Lobster with her mom, and they bring the
Dessert
tray.
You know, when they
around.
used to bring the dessert tray around and show
Yeah.
you, here's the cake,
Yeah.
here's the whatever. They don't really do that anymore, but they used to bring that thing around because this was like the 90s,
Yeah.
I think.
And her mom tells me,
Those aren't real.
because I look at it and I'm like,
These are perfect.
you know,
Yeah.
and it almost looks like plastic. And she goes, well, they're not real. And I'm like, oh, okay. We get dessert. We're walking out the door, and the dessert tray is
It's
actually
sitting
sitting
there.
on the counter, propped up. So I walked by and I fingered that chocolate cake all the way to the knuckle. And then all of a sudden I realized that's a real chocolate cake. I looked at her and I'm like, but you said, and she goes, you believe me?
So yeah, we were laughing all the way home.
I was making my way out that door
Trying
quick.
to get out. I was like, I hope nobody saw that. Yeah.
Like Scooby-Doo. Your feet are going so fast, you got no traction.
And licking the finger at the same time.
Yeah, he's like, well, the chocolate's good. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was pretty funny. So yeah, you know, some
Real?
server's gonna come back and be like, "What the hell happened to this cake?" You know.
No, they won't notice it until they go to show somebody.
Somebody
And
be
here
like,
we have what?
That's disgusting.
Fill it with some icing.
Yeah, just fill it in. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh well, we've been going about an hour.
Yeah.
Went
Well,
by
that's
fast.
It
Yeah,
did zip
yeah,
by.
it went by fast. Yeah, it's been
When
great.
you're having fun.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Adrian. We appreciate you
Love you so
showing
much.
up. Yeah, we love you to death. We're excited to learn more about what you're doing. Definitely, you guys go to adrionbell.com. Go to the comment section, or not comment section, but
And
the
an
notes.
Instagram. What's the Instagram page?
I have Foodography by Adrian
Mhm.
and the Studio Maple.
And
So
Studio Maple. I think
this
we've
is
got
the
the
studio.
Studio Maple. I think is the one that I've got in the notes, but we'll try to remember to add the other one so that people can look at both of them. And then she has a Facebook page for the studio as well. So you guys check all of that out, see what she does. She's got so much cool stuff on there. There's
So
also
much.
products on there, product photography that we didn't even get to. But definitely go look it up. She's got a lot of talent. She's doing some fun things, and she's just fun to hang out with. So
She is.
we appreciate you being with us so much.
GA.gingerpeach.
There you go on TikTok.
Aha.
GA Ginger Peach. There you go, you guys. Go check that out when the kids are in bed. Okay. I guarantee you will lay in bed scrolling through her entire feed and laughing your butts off. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. All right. Well, we're gonna say goodnight. We got a few little things we do here at the end, Adrian. But if you'll hang around, we can chat when we're done.
Sounds good. I'll be here.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for being with us again tonight. We appreciate all the great questions you brought. We appreciate you hanging out with us. And of course, if you're watching on the replay, we appreciate you watching. If you have questions, throw them in there. Maybe we can get to them afterwards as well. Next week, we have author Annalisa Grant joining us next week. You guys are going to love her. She's a sweetheart. She's super talented, and she's got some cool stuff happening. So you'll want to definitely check that out and learn from her as well. So, all right, guys, we're going to say goodnight. We hope you have a fantastic night, and we will see you soon.
Be strong. Be strong.